If you ever come out to Tucson, Arizona, there is a very special hidden, intimate Japanese garden that you really must see. I'm at Yume Japanese Garden, and it's right next to the Botanical Gardens in Tucson. The designer joins me now. Welcome, Patricia DeRuyter. You made a beautiful place here. Tell us about your inspiration for Japanese gardens.
I lived in Japan for 15 years, and I wanted to offer the place where I was living a place of peacefulness and tranquility. And what is better than a Japanese garden to become peaceful?
In Japan, the garden is incredibly important. It's much more than a garden. Tell us about that.
The reason why those miniature courtyard gardens were built was because Kyoto is inside a valley, and the air needs to flow inside the buildings because it's very hot in the summer. And so the Japanese architecture, as you know, they have sliding doors, the shoji doors. They live on tatami 200 or 300 years ago. And so in order to have airflow throughout the whole house, they would create 1 or 2 or 3 gardens, and they would have a front garden and a back garden to the house too. Those gardens are meant to be viewed sitting on the benches we provide or in the areas that we provide, and you look at your garden as if you open your own sliding doors and you look at them. So that's how you get that tranquility, as opposed to a botanical garden where you just walk through them. Okay, so the concepts are very different. Now in Japan, you have also what we call strolling gardens.
Coming up, from the koi pond garden to the Zen garden to the bamboo garden, Yume Japanese Gardens of Tucson has a total of 8 distinct settings, each with its own beauty and purpose. Stay tuned.
Patricia, tell us about the koi pond. I know the koi pond is often a centerpiece of the Japanese gardens. This is a beautiful display.
Well, we're very lucky, but fortunately, because the weather has been better, suddenly we have this wonderful display.
How did you choose the vegetation?
Well, it has to be as natural as possible. I used mostly plants that would grow in Japan. Usually around the pond in Japan, they would have grass, stones.
Other parts of the garden, you have strategically placed benches. Can you describe other things that people would see here?
So you sit on that bench and you look at the garden that is in front of you. And each of them has been built with a very specific landscape concept.
Now, I understand that you also do floral arrangement classes. Tell us about that.
I do. Actually, the reason why I was able to create these gardens is because I've done Japanese floral arrangements for 50 years.
Now, we have a certain individual on our show. His name is Tomas Del Guapo. He's the interior designer. He would love to make a floral Japanese arrangement with you. Would you like that?
Sure, it would be welcome.
I'll get Tomas ready. Robert asked me to come here to join Patricia DeRuyter to make a beautiful Japanese floral arrangement. And I am already looking at the beauty.
Nice to meet you, Thomas.
So I understand that this is not a normal floral arrangement, because I have, for my interior design, done a few. But you're saying that the Japanese arrangement is very different and for a whole different purpose.
Exactly. But it takes years to become a good arrangement. It's an art form.
Shall we begin?
Of course. Because you are a new person, I already went out and cut the branches.
You did all of the hard work for Tomas.
Well, it's half of the game, because if you don't cut the right branch, you can't arrange it. This one will be our main branch.
The main branch?
So this one is the second longest one that we can use. So you have 3 main lines. For the main line, the first main line, you turn it around and you see where it would look the best. Now, because we're going to use 3 branch and it's a moribana, you go on one side of the kanzan.
All right, and push it down?
You push it down. So the second one will go at about 75 degrees and towards you.
So whether you were a homemaker or whether you were a samurai warrior, you wanted to make the arrangement as a way to heal and to become relaxed and focused.
Yes, basically, actually the common people could not do it for a very long time. It was almost forbidden. But later the schools evolved and everybody started doing arrangement as a means to have some kind of, it's a meditation.
Patricia, how could you hand me this and we not do a giant sniff? Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
The flowers usually, not usually.
Okay, now walk us through what you did. You snipped it?
I snipped it, yeah, basically,
Okay.
and I put it in again. You can put it in.
Now this is to...
So it has to look at you, because again, we're doing...
And I just take this and I stick it in there?
No.
No. Of course
Everything has to be lower than the... In nature, the trees are bigger than the flowers.
Well, of course they are. I knew that. May I have the
Right.
clippers?
Oh, but I brought only 2.
And then I'm going to put this in to my desire right there?
Yes, to your desire, right there. Thomas, I'm going to give you another type of flower, because this is a little sad looking.
So I'm going to put it slightly in front,
Yeah, but
to block, like this?
to block it, but you cut it so that the bloom comes around the transition, because remember that your flowers need to be low.
Ah, that does look better. So let
do.
me give everybody a little tease of what is coming up here. Ah, beautiful. Patricia, I understand that people can come and make floral array. I cannot say the floral, the
Ikebana.
flower. See, in a class that you host. Is this true?
Yes, I teach about 2 times a week.
People just need to reach out to the Yume Japanese garden and they can learn to make a beautiful Japanese floral arrangement. And we present our beautiful arrangement. Voila.
One final snip.
And we present to you Ikebana, the Japanese version of the floral arrangement designed for healing. And you can, of course, take a class with the lovely Patricia. Of course, it is not as beautiful as the instructor.
Thank you, Thomas.
I believe you understand me.
Oh, yes, I do.